we knew this project was going to be hard. We knew, and the one thing I will say, we had a good scope that we said, we said we had a 5-year plan, and we're in our 5th year. And I kind of wanted to combine something with art, the fact that we're both artists, and I wanted to do something to combine the two, and I didn't quite know what it was till I met Allison. She kind of had more further along ideas.
I had been planning to do this project. Been thinking a lot about like how, as an artist, how do I go into a rural space. I sat down with a friend of mine, and we kind of came up with a game plan of like what we wanted out of a space, and what we wanted to have happen. And we started thinking about an artist residency program, because you can bring artists through, they stay for a while, they create work. We started thinking about a farming space where you're creating sustainable food source, and you're creating all of your own food. And we started talking about like what the community around that would be. So we wrote a bunch of stuff down, and we're kind of thinking of trying to figure out where to start this project. And then I met Shane, and he took me to Texas, and everything clicked into place.
Right. So Allison and I met in New York City, and immediately hit it off, and worked together ever since. And the thing was, we both had kind of wanted to do something similar, but the idea didn't really quite come together until we were together. So we're out on my family's property, and as a kid, we always came out here and stuff, and I always wanted to do something with it. And when I was younger, it was kind of like, when I retire, I want to be out there. But as I got older, it's like, why do I want to wait that long?
This property is Shane's grandmother's property, and no one has been on the property since the 1940s. It was completely wild, a huge forest. We walked around for a couple days, really, trying to figure out where. I mean, we had 190 acres of land to choose from, and we're like, where's the best place to be? It's kind of hard to visualize.
Right, and that
where
took
you're
a
going
while.
to be.
And then not only that, thinking about, floodplains, and because we do have a creek in the back of the property, and to be far enough away from that, but also where the soils, got good nutrients, or more better nutrients in other areas at least, or something. And so we kind of looked around for quite a while before we decided kind of right the area that we're in.
But we wanted to be in this area because Texas gets really hot, and this is a post oak forest. So we're in forested land, so you get a little shade from the hot sun.
We couldn't even fit our tent in here. So we lived in a tent for a year and a half. It was a 13-foot by 20-foot, like hunting tent almost, or whatever. It had a wood-burning stove, but it couldn't even fit in here. There was so much brush. So we had a spot over by my family's homestead that we were camping out at, and we'd trek down here every day and work on this, to clear it out and stuff.
So this is our chicken coop. It houses about 35 chickens, and it is in what's known as a chicken moat. Here, this is the chicken yard, and the moat actually is a fenced-in area that runs all the way around the perimeter of the garden. So what that does, and you can see, I don't know if you can see the chickens in the moat, but the chickens eat insects that would normally be going into your garden, so it protects the garden a little bit from insects. This is a winter garden, so we got all of our winter crops, brassicas, which are broccoli, cabbages. We've also got beets and carrots and cilantro, parsnips, and lettuces. So this area, we've been trying to amend the soil out here, and also to catch rainwater. So this area, these are what's known as tree boomerangs.
Okay.
And they're crescents of built-up soil and mulch, and they face the way the water is directed. So when it rains out here, the water comes from that direction and makes its way down to the creek bed. So on its way, we try to catch as much rainwater as we can to feed these fruit trees.
Okay, so the water goes inside the bend of the boomerang.
Mm-hmm. It does.
All right. And when did you start doing these?
We just planted, well, we've had the trees here for 2 years, but we just did the boomerangs on December 5th. We had a perma blitz out here. So we had a bunch of people come out, and we put this whole thing together. And they're planted with cover crops right now, and then also with perennials. We've got artichoke, and Swiss chard, and a bunch of other sort of ground covers. So when they bloom in the spring, it'll attract butterflies.
Okay.
Which is good for pollinating.
How long before your trees start to develop fruit and stuff?
These 3 trees in front are peach trees, and they are actually already, even though they're really small, they already fruit. I think we got about 20 peaches off of that guy last year.
Oh.
So we'll probably have more this year.
Okay.
Haven't gotten any apples yet, but I'm hoping this year we'll be able to get some apples. And then in there, that's an olive, which I might see some olives by the time I'm very, very old.
Okay.
All right, so out here we raise ducks and geese, and ducks and geese need water. So we dug this little pond. It just has a simple waterfall system to keep the water clean. I had a bog system in here, and they ate all of the bog plants, so I've got to redesign it a little to keep them out of it. But they like their space. We got the geese to protect the ducks. They're guardian animals of the ducks. They get along really well with the ducks, and they also prevent predators from eating the ducks, which is very handy.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of noise. But
That's part of their job, though,
yes,
right?
that's their job. They're our guardians.
So you started off with how many ducks, and then now where are you at?
We started off with 10, and we cull all of our males, so we eat our males. We try to keep only 2 male breeders at any time, and I believe now we've got about 20 females with the young ones. So, you know, when the young ones grow up, we'll cull the males and then keep the layers. But our ducks lay an egg a day.